Picture this, you're sitting in a crowded room, everyone trying to outshout each other. Noise, empty words, desperate attempts to get attention. And in the very center of this chaos sits one person. He doesn't say a word. His gaze is calm, his posture relaxed. And, strangely enough, everyone's eyes are riveted on him. Why? Because in a world that won't shut up, silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's the highest form of power. Your mind has been conditioned to think that control means loud orders and endless arguments. You've been taught that a leader is the one who speaks last. But I'm here to reveal the hidden truth: the more you speak, the more you give away your power to those around you. Every unnecessary word is a drain on your value. Every excuse is a crack in your foundation. It's time to learn how to turn your silence into a siege weapon that no manipulator can resist. Create a sense of urgency within yourself right now. Everything you've heard about effective communication is likely working against you. While you're trying to prove your point with words, your opponent is reading your uncertainty. Your brain is tricking you into believing that explanation is the path to understanding. In reality, explanation is the path to submission. The one who explains is always one step below the one who listens. Myth and big idea: we live in an age of information noise, where silence is perceived as weakness or a lack of opinion. This is the greatest misconception of modern psychology. I debunk this myth. Silence is not emptiness, it is a space that you force the other person to fill with your fears, projections, and insecurities. Silence is a vacuum. And nature, like the human mind, abhors a vacuum. Insight number 1, the meaning vacuum, the siege of the mind. Your brain is programmed to search for patterns and complete scenarios. When you ask a question and fall silent, or when you're attacked and respond with silence, you create a psychological gap. At this point, your opponent begins to panic. Their thinking frantically searches for a way to fill this silence. And this is where they begin to reveal their true intentions, their weaknesses, and their lies. Imagine a relationship situation: you're being accused of something. Your instinct is to defend yourself, justify yourself, and offer arguments. But this is a trap. As soon as you start talking, you admit the accuser is right. Instead, simply look the person in the eye and remain silent. 5 seconds, 10, 15. You'll see their confidence melt away. They'll begin to soften their tone, add details, and then justify their attack. This is what managing through a vacuum is all about. The psychology of silence in conflict is a game of endurance. Your ego versus the other person's ego. Your confidence grows proportionally to your ability to endure silence. Most people can't stand silence for longer than 4 seconds. If you learn to hold it for 30, you become a god in the eyes of others. You make them guess what you're thinking, and their imagination does all the work for you. They will create an image of you, either as a wise man or as a dangerous adversary. Your thinking should become a filter, not a relay. When you are silent, you collect data. While others waste energy generating sound waves, you scan their facial expressions, micro-expressions, and tone. You become a hunter lurking in the bushes. He who speaks reveals his cards. He who remains silent sees the entire table. This is not just a tactic, it is a philosophy of power, where your inaccessibility becomes your greatest asset. Insight number 2, strategic absence, the magic of attraction. In the world of relationships, silence is currency. Why are you ignored? Because you're too available. Your communication is overflowing, like cheap water. But remember gold, it's valuable only because it's scarce. Your mind must understand, no response is also an answer. And often, it's the loudest answer you can give. If you want to increase your attraction, stop instantly reacting to your partner's every impulse. When you don't respond to a provocative message or don't call back immediately after an argument, you trigger a powerful mechanism in the other person's mind, the fear of loss. Their brain begins to conjure up images of what you might be doing, who you're with, and why you're so calm. Silence breeds mystery, and mystery is the foundation of any attraction. Your emotions should no longer govern your language. Manipulators deliberately irritate you so you spill the beans. They crave your reaction because a reaction is evidence. Silence is a refusal to incriminate yourself. When you don't respond to an insult or provocation, you deprive the aggressor of their greatest resource, your attention. Without your reaction, their attack simply vanishes into thin air, leaving them looking ridiculous. Insight number 3, the mirror of insecurity, who will lower their eyes first. Silence is a mirror. When you remain silent in response to someone's speech, they begin to see their own reflection in that silence. If they are empty inside, they will try to fill the void with jokes or aggression. If they are lying, they will begin to fumble their testimony. Your silence is a litmus test that reveals the true nature of the people around you. Think about your conversational habits. Do you often interrupt? Do you try to fill every pause with an awkward chuckle or an unnecessary fact? These are signs of social anxiety, not sociability. Your brain fears that if you shut up, you'll be considered boring or irrelevant. But the truth is, it's your ability to remain silent that makes you influential. People begin to weigh their words in your presence, afraid of saying something stupid. Confidence is when you don't need to fill the airwaves. When you walk into a room and don't immediately start greeting everyone, you claim your space. Your power is palpable. This is what they call charisma, but in reality, it's simply the discipline of your mind. You don't waste yourself on those who don't deserve it. Your silence is a privilege that must be earned. Let's delve into the biology of your brain. When you're silent, your cortisol, the stress hormone, levels drop, while your talkative counterparts rise. They're nervous because of your ambiguity. You conserve cognitive resources, while they deplete them. In the long run, those who remain silent always make better decisions. Your thinking becomes razor-sharp because it's not dulled by the noise of your own words. Insight number 4, frame control, the power of the listener. There's a profound misconception that the one leading the conversation is in charge. This is a lie. The one who sets the frame is in charge. And silence is the perfect way to maintain that frame. When you're silent, you dictate the pace of the conversation. You force the other person to match your rhythm. You transform the dialogue into your own monologue, delivered through someone else's lips. Imagine a business negotiation. You've stated your price. And then you fall silent. Your opponent begins to doubt. Seconds of silence feel like hours. They begin to justify why they can't pay that much, and in the process, they reveal information about their budget they didn't intend to reveal. Your silence has saved or earned you thousands. This isn't magic, it's pure psychology of pressure, without a single touch. Your communication should be sparse but precise. Like a sniper's shot. One word spoken after a long pause carries more weight than an hour-long lecture. People will hang on your every syllable because they know you're not just talking for the sake of it. This creates an aura of authority around you that can't be bought or faked. It's an inner power that stems from an understanding of your own importance. But remember, silence isn't ignoring someone out of resentment, that's childish manipulation. Silence is the tool of a mature mind. It contains no anger, only awareness. You don't remain silent against someone, you remain silent for yourself. This is your fortress, your personal space, where you allow only those who have passed your internal filter. This is true personal sovereignty. Do you feel your confidence begin to vibrate at a new frequency? That's because you're beginning to understand, you don't need to convince anyone. Those who try to convince are not confident themselves. Those who know the truth simply broadcast it with their presence. Your presence in silence speaks louder than 1,000 manifestos. You are the point of reference in this chaos. Start practicing this today. In the next conversation, when you're tempted to interject your important opinion, bite your tongue. Count to 5. See what happens. You'll be surprised how much interesting you'll learn if you simply stop interfering with people's self-disclosure. Your mind will become clearer, and your actions more effective. We've only scratched the surface of this dark truth. Silence is an abyss, and if you gaze into it long enough, you'll see your true power there. But are you ready for people to fear you? Are you ready for your old life, built on trying to please everyone with your chatter, to crumble to dust? This is the price of freeing your mind. Revealed, silence is the only language you can speak directly to the subconscious, bypassing all filters of logic. Now that you've realized the superficial power of silence, it's time to look at the very epicenter, your own brain. You must understand, when you remain silent, you're not simply influencing another person, you're performing profound surgery on yourself. You're training your mind to stop reacting to external stimuli. You're wresting control from your animal instincts and handing it over to your higher self. Most people are slaves to their reactions. Throw them a bone, they bark. Inflict pain, they whine. But you choose silence. In that moment, your confidence ceases to be a mask and becomes your biological essence. Your thinking is cleared of the debris of other people's expectations. You no longer try to match the rhythm of conversation, you create your own rhythm, in which silence is the keynote. Insight number 5, tactical withdrawal, the art of invisibility. In a world where everyone strives to be visible, true attraction is created through scarcity. Your silence on social media, your absence from idle discussions, your refusal to comment on the obvious, all of this creates a vacuum around you that people desperately want to fill with their attention. Your absence speaks louder than anyone else's presence. Understand one dark truth: people only value what's hard to get. If your communication is always available, it loses its value. Your mind must learn the art of psychological disappearance. When you suddenly fall silent in the middle of a successful communication cycle, you create the effect of an unfinished act. Your image begins to haunt the person's thoughts, triggering an obsessive desire to regain your attention. This isn't manipulation for the sake of manipulation, it's protecting your value. Your silence is a boundary that cannot be crossed without your permission. You're sending the message: my thoughts are valuable. My voice is a reward. Your relationships with others instantly change. You're no longer taken for granted. Every word you say is now perceived as a gold bar dropped by a king. Insight number 6, the mirror abyss, exposing the lie. Have you ever noticed how liars fidget when they're not answered right away? Your brain can detect lies in the most subtle nuances, but only if you're not busy crafting your own response. Silence is a lie detector that's always with you. Just look at the person after they've finished speaking. Don't nod, don't agree, just look. In this silence, the liar begins to feel naked. Their emotions spiral out of control. They begin to add details that give them away. They begin to contradict themselves. Your mind simply registers these cracks. You don't blame, the silence blames for you. This is the height of psychology of influence, allowing someone to destroy their own narrative about your calm. Your habits must change. Stop being the one who smooths things over. If there's an awkward pause in a group, enjoy it. Let someone else writhe in it, but not you. Your right to silence is your right to dominance. The one who breaks the silence first acknowledges their social dependence. The one who is calm in silence acknowledges their autonomy. Insight number 7, emotional calm, the death of the manipulator. Manipulators are parasites who feed on your outbursts. They throw stones of accusation at you, hoping to create ripples in the water of your emotions. But when they throw a stone into your silence, it simply sinks to the bottom without a single splash. This infuriates them. It frightens them. It robs them of their reason for existence. When you deprive a manipulator of reaction, you deprive them of power. They can no longer control your behavior because they don't understand how you feel. Your mind becomes a black hole for their attacks. Eventually, they will either move on to find easier prey or, more often, become your most devoted follower, trying to crack the code of your steadfastness. Your thinking now works for you. You no longer waste liters of mental energy on empty arguments online or making excuses to random people. You conserve this energy for your goals, for your confidence, for your growth. You begin to notice how the world around you slows down. You see the moves ahead because you no longer participate in the hustle and bustle, you observe it from your fortress of silence. This is the path to inner liberation. You no longer fear being misunderstood. You don't need the approval of the crowd. Your power is within you, and it requires no external validation. This is the state that ancient philosophers called ataraxia, equanimity of spirit. In the modern world, this is the rarest and most valuable resource. Remember all those moments when you said too much. When you revealed your secrets, trying to please. When you made excuses, when you were right. Feel this frustration one last time, and let it go. You are different now. Your brain has been reprogrammed for strategic silence mode. You are the master of every sound and every silence. Your communication in your relationship will become crystal clear. You'll stop demanding attention, you'll start radiating it. Your silence will become your partner's most coveted prize. They'll look for ways to get you to talk, they'll strive to be better to earn your response. This is true attraction, based on respect for your depth. Your mind is a temple, not a thoroughfare. Stop letting in the noise of other people's opinions and the garbage of empty words. Start practicing digital silence, social silence, and emotional silence. You'll see how, within a week, your well-being improves, anxiety disappears, and in its place, a cold, calculating confidence appears. You are not what you say. You are what you don't say. Your greatest ideas, your boldest plans, your true essence, all of this lives in the space between words. Protect this space. Don't let the crowd plunder it. The less people know about your intentions, the more effective your actions will be. Silence is the best disguise for your next big victory. It's time for the final realization. Controlling someone else's mind begins with controlling your own tongue. If you can't control your words, you can't control anything. But if you master the art of the pause, doors closed to 99% of people will open for you. You will become that center of gravity to which everyone is drawn, but which no one can fully comprehend. Don't fear silence. Fear empty talk. In silence, truth is born. In noise, only lies and manipulation. Your new life begins the moment you realize that silence is not a lack of power, but its accumulation. It's a coiled spring, ready to spring back at the right moment. Your emotions are now your ally, not your enemy. You've learned to observe them without expressing them through words. This gives you an incredible advantage in any situation. You're calm when others panic. You're silent when others scream. You win before others even realize the game has begun. Your confidence no longer depends on what others say about you. It depends on what you know about yourself. And you know that you are a person who is in control of yourself. This is the highest form of sovereignty available to a human being. Your brain now functions as a perfectly tuned instrument of influence. Go out into the world and begin to apply this secret. Be silent where you once spoke. Listen where you once interrupted. Observe where you once acted arbitrarily. You will see how people begin to change in your presence. You will see how reality begins to bend under your gaze. You are a master of silence. You are the architect of your influence. Revealed, the power of your silence transforms you from an attention seeker to an attention sharer. Become the silence that cannot be ignored.